welcome to the third and last episode of Straight to COGC. I'm your host Lewis, and I'm with Jack and Michael and a special guest, Bailey. And I know I was off for the last podcast, but I'm back now. I don't know how it went. I don't know if it went good or not.
I think it went well without you.
Yeah.
Good, that's good. But today we're talking about indie rock, and for our special guest, Bailey, he's also part of a band. Am I right in saying that? Yeah.
You could call it that.
Cool. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your band. So
Yeah.
just tell us about it. What's the band called?
We're called Avenue Street.
Cool. And what instrument do you play?
I play the drums.
Nice. And who are the other band members?
So we've got our frontman's called CJ. He sings and plays the guitar. And then we've got our lead guitarist called Deck, who's studying a medical degree at Glasgow Uni, which I think is pretty crazy. So he asked me the other day if he wanted me to do if he could use me to demonstrate a rectal exam, and I told him no. And we've got Callum, who is our bassist, very monotone man, like classic bassist, leans against the wall, never says anything.
Nice.
And then me, obviously, on the drums.
Nice. So what inspired you to make your own band?
So I wasn't really a founding member of the band, but the two, CJ and Callum, both played in a band called The Modern Kind, who they were really big before. I think they've kind of had a bit of a plateau in terms of they're not gigging so much anymore because they're getting older. But Callum and CJ played for this band, and then I met Callum in Tesco when I was working there, and
Our Tesco.
Nice, this is how I know Lewis. So I met him in Tesco when I was working there, and literally his very, very last shift, I said to him, "So, like, what do you do for fun?" And he went, "Oh, I play bass." Where's this been all this time? I said, "I'm a drummer," and I was kind of looking for a band. I've been playing drums for by that point it would have been about 12 years.
Oh wow.
So it's like a long time to not be playing live music. So kind of went and joined in with Callum, and then he was saying, "Well, I've got my mate CJ, who I didn't know I knew them both at school. Apparently, I knew them both at school." And then we went to the studio, but we were missing something, so we added Deck to come in and play lead guitar, and we've been a four-piece since. So probably your similarities would be kind of your normal kind of four-piece bands. I don't want to say your normal four-piece bands, then say a five-piece band.
Yeah.
But like your indie bands, like obviously everybody in their grand's influenced by Oasis.
Yeah.
Like a bit of the Catfish. We've got some weird stuff as well, like a tune we just released called Hard to Forget. It's got a section that's in 7/4, which not many people in Glasgow, well, I don't want to say that and then be proven wrong, but to my knowledge, not many indie bands in Glasgow have got songs and odd time signatures and stuff like that, which is a very kind of Foo Fighters-y type thing, so we've definitely got influences from there. But yeah, just kind of influences from everywhere that we can take them from.
That's good. So I've heard a few of your songs, but I want to know, what is the favourite song? What is your favourite song that you've recorded?
So my personal favourite's Hard to Forget, which is the song we've just released. I just think it shows a lot of what we're capable of as musicians, obviously with the kind of more complex, your 7/4, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It shows a lot more of what we're capable of. But our debut song will always be the debut song, which was Bucharest, which
Actually got these two to listen to it before.
it gets people turn around and go, "You guys sound like a real band." And
that's what they said as well.
yeah, they sound like a real band. It's
a
like,
good song.
yeah, we are a real band. But that was produced by, you know like The Cure, Snow Patrol.
Yeah.
So we got their sound engineer to mix Bucharest. So he's worked with them on tour and stuff like that. So it's been good getting to know kind of people in the industry and working closely with people in the industry. But he produced Bucharest, and we ended up in something like, I think it was 5 weeks we were doing about 1,000 streams a week.
Really?
At the peak, and it's kind of leveled off at, I think, about 6 or 7. Don't quote me on that, but definitely around kind of 6. It's got us a lot of attention for getting better gigs and stuff like that.
That's good. That's good. So I seen that your band impressively sold out King Tut's. So no. So first question, actually, how did that feel that you almost sold out King Tut's?
Yeah. My intention whenever I pick up a venue is I want to sell it out, regardless of where it is, regardless of how big or small it is, regardless of whether it's a Wednesday or a Saturday. I want to sell it out. And from the jump, our goal was to even reach King Tut's. So getting to King Tut's, and then so when we were told about the tickets, we went on stage, we played our set, we were headlining. It was a present, so it was based on ticket sales. We went on and we did our headline. We actually sold so many tickets that I was able to negotiate a 45-minute over a half hour. It was meant to be every band got a half-hour slot, but I basically turned around and said to them, "Listen, we've sold half the tickets for the whole venue. Like you can give us 45 minutes." And then after we'd got our ticket total, we basically, our guys were going away. They were going out to clubs that night, and I got dragged into the office. I had to go and chase them off the street into the office, and they said, you guys were, I think it was something like 36 tickets off selling it out. So it wasn't much at all. And they said, we're looking at bands for New Year's Revolutions, which is their January festival that they run. And they said, we want you to play, like, pick a day.
You got to pick your own day?
Pick a day. So I said, I'll have the first Saturday of the festival, please. They were like, all right, cool. And that was a proper, like, damn, like, we're here moment where I was like, they literally went, pick whatever day you want, like, and so we got to pick our bands to support us as well. So we're playing King Tut's in January. In January for this one's going to sell out. Hopefully.
So that's literally what I was going to ask. Is there any more shows that we're expecting in the future?
Yeah.
So you're going to King Tut's
so
again?
We've got King Tut's again. I can't confirm anything, but we're looking like a gig in Liverpool might materialise.
Liverpool?
I want to play a gig in Manchester. We've got a couple of gigs in Edinburgh, and we're also looking at potentially setting up a gig in Dundee and Aberdeen. And also we've got another gig potentially. I don't want to give too much away, but I've literally told you every gig we've got in the
I find that mental that you went from Harley's to like Liverpool and Manchester.
Literally it's been 2, 3, 4, I want to say 5 gigs we've played. Harley's, McCool's, which was a support, Classic Grand, King Tut's twice.
That's
2, and out of those, headline, support, headline. So we've landed really, really lucky in how we've marketed the band and how we've managed to reach people, because as an independent band, you don't have that record label support or anything like that. So a lot of what you do is done yourself. Like, I run the social media, like I get in touch with promoters, stuff like that. So it's kind of, it was a learning curve in that kind of management side of things, which is such a kind of, that having to hustle to get gigs is like, it's been really good, and it helps you properly value the gigs you get.
What's that like having to manage like all like the social media and stuff like that?
It's great fun. I couldn't manage myself before, and I still kind of can't, but with a band it's like totally different. It's like it's just, it's getting random emails from people saying, we saw your Instagram, do you want to come and play this gig in XYZ? And we got offered a lot of charity gigs, because obviously you're getting to the time of year where your music people at college and stuff are looking at arranging gigs, and we got offered loads of charity gigs because they need to arrange a gig. So unfortunately didn't pick any of them up, but obviously kind of palming them off, because it's good to bring in these kind of smaller indie. I say smaller, we've literally played 5 gigs. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be too like up myself, but like,
glaze yourself as much as possible.
Nah. But like, it's that playing 5 gigs, but just making that such a loud entrance. Yeah. Of like, right, we're here now. And once we sell out King Tut's, we've got another gig potentially in Glasgow set up, playing stereo.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
And the thing with your gigs, see with King Tut's, you do that through a promoter, and they keep a lot of your money. But when you go on and do an independent gig and do it yourself, you can then make so much more. So see King Tut's, I'll get into numbers with you. So with King Tut's, we sold 150 tickets, right? At
Nice.
about £11 you're talking about $1.5 grand worth of money we brought in, right? So from that, we got about £500-600.
That's
The promoter walks away with £1,000,
oh really?
right?
So you're getting a third.
All
what
the
you
so
sold.
here or there, it's like 60-40 the split,
Yeah.
but the numbers work out somehow. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it's crazy how, and in this day and age, like promoters used to do loads. Bands promote themselves now.
Yeah.
Like I promote the band promote everything on Instagram, like, and through TikTok and stuff like that. We sell tickets, they don't.
Yeah.
So I've been working with my videographer on who plays for a band, a punk rock band called Single by Sunday. They were quite big kind of a wee while ago. They kind of toured a lot in America and stuff like that. I've been working with him on trying to get independent gigs where basically, like, you could go rent out a venue tomorrow. It's not expensive. But they make all their money from the bar, and then from that, all the money's yours. So there's so much money to be made, and promoters do next to nothing. Like, they're good for getting in the door at first, and when you're not sure about how many tickets you're going to sell, you get a bit of a safety blanket of you get £100 versus ticket sales. So if you don't sell £100 worth of tickets, then you get £100 whether you make it or not. So you get kind of safety from them. But now that, like, we're moving further and further away from them actually promoting, it's like there's more money that we can be greedy and take and still pay our overheads. And that then makes, because as much as the band scene in Glasgow is looking great right now, and in Scotland in general, as much as it's looking great right now, it's dying off because bands will play when they're teenagers, but there's no money to keep them there. There's no money in the industry. You don't make money off streams. Like, we've done something like 7,000 or 8,000 streams between our two songs. I think that's about 80 pence, if that.
Thought a bit more than that. What is that from Spotify?
Spotify. Like, and a lot of our streams, so we'll probably got about 1,000 on Apple Music. That would probably be our next biggest one, but that's for both songs. Like 1,000 versus 8,000. Like, you don't realise how big Spotify is. Like, I'm an Apple Music user, but you don't realise how many people actually use Spotify. And I was talking to the guys before about, like, you can go in and see all your analytics. Like, how has a small indie band from the south side of Glasgow reached, like, Pakistan and, like, Australia? We've got a genuinely, like, 30 or 40 listeners in Australia.
That's crazy.
And then we've got, like, just under, I think we've got 380 odd listeners in the UK, but we've got about 320 in the States.
That's like relatable to us, because ever since we've released that hip hop podcast, it's been listened to in the Bahamas,
The States, Zambia as well.
Atlanta, Zambia, like
Random places.
yeah, there's places in England as well. Like, I know, it's mad.
So if you see Avenue Street in Zimbabwe doing a gig, then get a flight, buy a ticket, it'll be good.
This might be their dream. Their favourite podcast and their favourite band.
This might be it. This might be it. Shout out to the Zambian listener.
You were talking about like the band scene in Glasgow. What are the other, like, bands similar to Avenue Street that you have worked with?
There's no one. No, I'm joking. So we've worked with some great bands over. I say over the, like, it feels like it's over the years, but we've literally been playing live. Like, we've been rehearsing for longer, but we've been actually playing live for like a year. But we've played with some great bands.
Almost sold out King Tut's. I think
it's mental. Incredible growth. Like, the support, like, we couldn't have done it without, like, a lot of who sells the tickets is friends and family, and then they bring their friends and family, and then they bring their friends and family, and then what we're at the stage of doing just now is trying to convert these friends into fans.
Yeah.
And try and convert their friends into fans and then building a fan base rather than it being a returning group of family and friends. I've totally went off course of the question, but
no, that's fine.
Rather than it being this group of family and friends that always returns, having your kind of a fan base that'll. So that's why these gigs in Edinburgh and these gigs in Aberdeen and these gigs in Liverpool are like great opportunities. The gig in Liverpool we've been offered is 2 bands from Liverpool and 2 bands from Scotland, and it's in. I can't remember the name of the venue, but it's in the venue where the Beatles played their first gig.
That's quite cool.
Jar something, Jar.
I don't know what it's called.
I can't remember. But
I was expecting you to know it.
But like Bastille's playing there next week.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a small venue, but
would you
people
say it's
play it.
Like an O2 Academy kind of?
Nah, it's way smaller than that.
Smaller.
Yeah, it's probably more in line with like, in terms of size from photos and stuff, probably like a classic Grand maybe.
Really?
Maybe not even that big. It's like a small place. But it'd be a good opportunity to kind of spread the listener base out a wee bit and make ourselves look more legit, because we are just 4 guys for Glasgow. Like, I would love to say like we met on a private jet and CJ was doing cocaine and all that. Like that's just not the case. We are 4 guys from Glasgow. Like,
it's met in Tesco.
Met in Tesco, yeah, like literally stocking shelves. But loads of great bands in Glasgow. We've worked with a band we worked with actually our very first gig at Harley's, who we wanted to return with us to King Tut's. When we'd requested bands, we were like, we want the High Flats. So these boys are from, I can't quite remember where they're from, but they're called the High Flats because they all stay in the same high flat. And they're a great band. They've released some good tunes and stuff that we know they pull tickets, so we were like, we'll get them in. There's another band called Mixed Signals who we wanted to work with, but it didn't end up materialising for some reason. I don't know why. But like, if this reaches any of them, then we want to work with you. They released a tune called Are You Satisfied? And that tune got over 100,000 streams.
What?
Wow.
And I think that was within a couple of months.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
So it shows like what the Spotify algorithm can do, like, because I messaged them after. I was like, "How have you done this? How have you done this? I need to know. Did you pay for it? How did you do it?" And they literally just said it was. I'd love to tell you, like, I paid, but it was just luck. Like, we hit the algorithm and it started pushing our stuff. So they're a great band. Would love to work with them. Band called Connie. Or Call Connie.
Yeah.
They're quite good. We worked with them at Harley's as well. So it's funny how, like, my idea of who the good bands in Glasgow are with the bands that I've got the chance to play with, and the more and more gigs we're playing, the more and more bands we're getting to play with. So at King Tut's we're getting supported by 2 bands who I hadn't heard of before. A band called The Fear. Can't remember. Well, I think they might be Glasgow based. And a band called Hit List who are from Aberdeen.
That's
and they've got, like, in terms of like follower bases, they've got like much larger follower bases than us. Obviously the travel, and they might not pull as many tickets, but they seem like they're going to put a bus on.
What, a tour bus?
No, like a coach to bring people, like a fan bus.
That's
I think that's unreal.
That is crazy.
I think that's unbelievable.
For an indie band, that is crazy. But so I've got one more question. I don't know if you can answer this fully, but are we expecting some new music from you anytime soon?
Well, yeah, so obviously, as I'm saying, with consistency and dropping, the biggest thing is to be consistent, because like with the streams that some of these algorithm hitters are getting, that's pushing us out. So we want to keep consistent with it. We're dropping hopefully next year we're going to have an album or an EP out. The only issue with that is they're really expensive, but we're hopefully going to have an album or an EP out. And potentially another single before that, but we'll see how things go.
So you can't give any full closure yet? No.
The biggest thing I can say is any songs that we play live right now are probably going to be on the album.
Yeah.
So if you buy a ticket to King Tut's, you can hear the album
Good.
ahead of time.
Go on, support him. Go buy
Um,
ticket to King Tut's for him.
Yeah, we've got all the tunes ready. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no writing involved really. Every now and then we're in the studio, we'll try a new tune.
Yeah.
But yeah, all our tunes are ready to go. We literally just need gigs to fund it.
Yeah. That's crazy. That is
Like
crazy.
a 4-song EP is going to cost us probably the best part of £1,200.
1,200, but between yous are like,
No, like
like
as a band, we keep all the money in the band.
Yeah.
So like all the gig money stays within the band. So everything we've bought, photographers, everything has all been funded by the money we made.
Mm-hmm.
We've been putting in money here and there, like we sell T-shirts and stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
buying merch and stuff. We've put in money, but keeping all the money in the band keeps it fluid and keeps it all moving.
Yeah.
So like, because we're all like, well, a couple of the boys are working. Me and Deck are both students. Like, we can't afford to be putting in like a songs. See, to record a song,
Yeah.
you're the 9 times out of 10 best part of £300 a tune. Right, so
Yeah.
you can make that in a night
Yeah.
easily at a gig.
Mhm.
Easily, you can make £300 a night. So you just need to
Balance it.
put that money back in. So it's hopefully if we sell out King Tut's, we sell a good number of tickets. I mean, the gig was announced a couple of weeks ago. We're on 40 ticket sales.
Mhm.
It's not till January.
Yeah.
We never sell. Like, we barely ever sold tickets until like gig week.
Yeah.
So to be on like 40 ticket sales already,
Yeah.
it shows there's a demand for it.
That's crazy. Well, we're talking about indie rock, indie bands. Should we talk about how it started, basically?
Okay. The history of it.
Yeah, the history.
Okay. So the origins of indie,
Mhm.
which I thought was just a minute's independent
Oh, yeah.
DIY, but it started from the Buzzcocks 1977 EP Spiral Scratch, which is considered the first independently funded.
They like funded that themselves, didn't they?
Yeah, and they're like the first known for that in the 70s.
Were they the ones that propelled it, or was it just
they
like
didn't really
they
propel
just
it.
kind
They just
of-
like they're the first ones, weren't they?
Yeah, they coined the term
Mhm.
indie basically.
Yeah. And then in the 80s, that's when like that's kind of when it started to grow a bit more. That's when like the Smiths and Stone Roses
Yeah.
came in. They were really good. And then in the 90s, I consider like the 90s to be like the best.
Yeah, like Blur,
for
Oasis.
Blur,
Yeah.
Oasis, Radiohead, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 2000s, that's like everyone was kind of like trying to like hop on the train because
Mhm.
apparently
I think of like Arctic Monkeys, like
Aye.
2000, 2010s.
Yeah. Apparently in 2012, the US Bureau of Labour Statistics found that in between 2003 and 2012, the number of indie artists increased by 70%. So there's a little
Which makes sense. I think
Aye.
social media is making indie blow up because they
Mhm.
can actually promote themselves
Aye,
now.
definitely.
Like, as you were saying, you
Mm.
don't need a
Mhm.
promoter
Yeah.
as much, which is why social media,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's would rather be indie because there's more money in it,
Yeah, definitely.
You lose money signing a record deal.
literally.
Oh,
Like most of the time when you see smaller artists, maybe not your big guys, even at that, you never really make money off your music. You make money off gigs. That's
Yeah.
why like Taylor Swift, she'll make a fortune off her music though,
Yeah.
but she's still doing tours and stuff like that
Yeah.
because that's how you make your money. Like
Yeah.
signing a record deal, you're genuinely like you pay them to be part of their record deal.
Yeah.
Like as much as they say we give you XYZ, but we need to pay this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy, and then we need to pay to make your songs. So actually, you owe us £500. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's no money to be made.
That's crazy. We were talking about the 90s and like all like the main bands like your Oasis
Blur.
and your Blurs. There was a bit of a beef between them, wasn't there?
A big one because they're the two biggest.
The two
At the
big.
time.
It's the biggest at
Yeah.
the time, yeah. Who do you prefer? Just out of interest.
I'm an Oasis
Oasis.
guy.
I'm an Oasis as well.
I feel like it's
got to
it's
be
not
Oasis.
I know, but Blur are
I do like Blur.
I do like Blur, but I think Oasis just, I wouldn't say they blow them out of the water, but I think like it's no debate for me.
Mhm.
I don't want to show my age here, but I do think Blur kind of took more of the spotlight because someone wanted someone to challenge Oasis.
Yeah,
Like the media wanted someone to challenge Oasis, and I'm probably enraging loads of Blur fans, but like, yeah, I think they were probably peddled a lot by being the one to challenge Oasis.
Mhm.
I don't think they were really there for it.
No.
I think that grew them being compared
Yeah.
with
Yeah, that's
Oasis.
true.
Yeah.
Also, the beef propelled because of the Battle of the Classes, where Oasis were like more of a working class
Oh, yeah.
background,
Yeah.
where Blur were more middle class, like posh,
Yeah, yeah.
and and then Oasis also called Blur art school wankers. I think that just says everything you need to know about.
I actually don't like the Blur members. Like, see
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah.
They're just pricks. Like,
Mm.
they're just
I have
pricks.
seen like interviews with them, and they don't like.
See, what's his
I-
name? Nardwar?
No, I've seen the Nardwar interview. Yeah, I was like the guy with the guy with the specs just seems like kind of a.
I know he like took his hat and stuff
Aye.
and was getting booed.
I don't want to name any names, but in Glasgow there are some proper artsy bands, like
Really.
proper, like yeah, like
The Nautics.
smell them from outside the venue type artsy. I don't want to offend anyone, but like there's some proper artsy
Yeah.
bands.
I think another. Sorry, I'm going back
No,
to
no.
the Oasis Blur beef now. Sorry. So I think another one that kind of propelled the beef was Oasis released "Roll with It," which is like one of their most popular
Yeah.
songs, and Blur also released "Country House," which was released on the same day. And Oasis were the favourites to go number 1, but Blur outsold them by 58,000 copies,
All right.
and then they also got to perform on Top of the Pops. So what do you think of that? Because we're obviously saying Oasis is like better than Blur, but then Blur is just like
It's like Barbenheimer.
To be fair, I actually do like that Blur song. Country House had good song.
Mhm. Would you say it's better than Roll with It?
No.
I wouldn't say it's better either, but I think the fact that they've sold that out like over Roll with It, which is like I'd say top 5 most popular Oasis songs.
But as it became that over time,
Yeah.
like Blur probably had a big boom at the start and then leveled out, whereas Roll With It kept getting streams. And now when we look back on it, we'll go, well, that's one of the biggest tunes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But it maybe wasn't to begin with.
hmm Yeah, true.
Mhm.
So should we get on to the rankings? And we can
I'm going to get my list out.
we can
Okay.
fully decide who's better.
But so we're doing top 10 indie rock artists of all
Yeah.
Oh, no.
time. Okay.
I think Bailey, since you're the guest, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm just going to try and get it up. It's in me and Lewis's chat. Thank goodness I saved it. Right, so I have got a list, right? I want to preface this by saying this is... So the briefing was all time, right? I'm going for my favourite right now, all time.
I'm
Okay.
also doing that.
So, like, there's
Ah,
some
that's what I
bands in
did.
here. Like, I've got Wonder Horse in here.
I have one.
I don't think they're one of the best indie rock bands of all time, indie
Okay.
bands of all time at the
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
But at the trajectory they're at, they will be.
Mhm.
So, I'm just going off of who my favourites are. But at the minute, should I go from 10 to 1?
10
Yeah,
to 1.
10.
Yeah.
10 to 1. So at the minute, I've went number 10, Avenue Street.
Okay.
Should
I would
been
have
number one.
put myself higher, but let's go number 10. Number 9, I've went Kasabian.
Love that.
I went for the Snuts at number 8.
Mhm.
That's quite low. I think a lot of people think that's quite low. I'm not really on the Snuts train, I can't lie.
I don't have them.
I don't have
neither.
nuts either, to be honest.
See, like, I like some of the tunes, but...
Yeah.
Oh, and also the Smiths don't make an appearance on this list.
Oh, really?
Neither on mine.
Oh,
Smiths
mine,
aren't
that-
there.
I don't-
They are quite high in my list. I can't lie.
Like, I respect them as a band, but I just don't like them.
I just hate Morrissey's voice too much.
Really?
Mm.
It's just
Like
That's
the-
fair enough, actually.
I'm
That's probably my least favourite part about them.
They, like,
But I
they
do
have
like
some good songs.
Yeah.
Like catchy songs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just don't like them that much.
I've went for Sam Fender at number 7. I think he could be higher. I really like Sam Fender.
I like some.
I like
Whether
Sam
or not
Fender.
he's indie could be put
I
up to
guess.
question.
I
I think he's got that indie sound, that kind of
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
transmit, your like the
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
he's in that
Just
crowd,
fits the vibe.
kind of along with my number 6 is Paolo Nutini.
Nice.
Mm.
Again, is he indie? Probably not. He's also
I don't
probably
know,
not even
though.
indie sound, but I've put him in.
I would say so. I'm not the biggest Paolo Nutini fan,
Really?
to be honest. Yeah, I've always found him a bit overrated.
Oh,
This guy shouldn't have farm clips.
know.
You want a hot
Me?
take?
hot
Me?
take.
Never.
At number 5, I've got Wonder Horse.
Nice.
I feel like they will be higher. Like
Yeah.
over time, they're just going to keep climbing and climbing and climbing. But
Mhm.
at the minute, they're at my number 5. Number 4, I've went for Franz Ferdinand. I feel like I'm really on the Glasgow bands or
Yeah.
the Scottish bands at the minute. But Franz Ferdinand, actually, the current drummer Audrey Tate went to Stonelaw High School in
Yeah.
Rutherglen. My
Oh,
school I
really?
went to in
That's
Rutherglen, yeah,
crazy.
because my music teacher would never shut up about it. That Audrey Tate went here, and
That's literally 2 minutes away from my school. That's
yeah,
I
it's
find that crazy.
literally down the road. And she was doing, I think she was doing like session work and stuff before,
Mhm.
and then Franz Ferdinand needed a drummer, and they just went, "Come play for us." Like, I can't imagine getting a phone call
That's
like that.
crazy.
Number 3, I've got, this is I don't want to say newcomer, but to be in the top 3 with the guys I've got in my top 3, you'd need to be some caliber of a band.
Mhm.
And I think these guys will eventually end up being a number 2 or a number 1. But at number 3, I've got Catfish and the Bottlemen.
I like that.
I like
I
that.
like that.
At number 2,
Mm-hmm.
I've got Oasis.
Right.
Okay.
And at number 1, I've got the Arctic Monkeys.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I think
I've just
putting
realised
Oasis.
I don't have Arctic Monkeys.
I don't either.
Oh, you've not put them on
I've
at
not
all. They're
got
not even in
Arctic
your top
Monkeys.
10. Clip that.
What?
Clip
I
that.
just don't
You don't have
listen to
Arctic
them.
Monkeys in your top 10
Don't
indie
listen
rock
to them.
artists.
I understand.
This
they
guy's a
are-
clip farmer.
You don't listen to Arctic
don't listen to
Monkeys.
Arctic
I do
Monkeys.
sometimes.
I think you
don't
need to
matter.
go out of your way and not listen to Arctic Monkeys in this. Like,
And I do go out my way.
do you?
I go out my way.
Wow.
See, do I want to know? That song annoys
Oh, it's overplayed, but it's a
Exactly.
banger.
Like, just because it's overplayed doesn't mean it's bad.
What can you say about that?
I just
That
don't
plays
like
at a venue and the place erupts. Like,
But fair enough, live, I think I would enjoy it.
yeah.
But going out my way to listen to them, can't do it.
Got to be an honourable mention in there of the 1975. I don't know how they didn't make it, but again, are they indie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Okay, they would probably be in there somewhere. You can, if you've got an issue with
Yeah.
Paolo Nutini, you can substitute the
Yeah.
1975 in.
But I don't
Yeah.
have an issue with Paolo. I agree with that.
It's whether or not
It's
he's
just-
indie.
Yeah, it's debatable.
I've always thought he was just more like a solo artist.
But I think he's always marketed himself like that. But Pencil Full of Lead was on every single radio station.
Yeah.
Like, and whether or not, obviously it was getting good listenership, but
Mhm.
whether or not an indie artist could reach that
Yeah.
kind of.
Fair enough. I don't mind your list. I think you just need the Smiths in there.
Oh.
I think you can't talk about indie bands and not having Smiths in your top 10.
But what, do you want to go next then, Lewis?
I'll go next. All right, okay. So, right, I don't know if she's going to like this. Right, number 10, I've got Nirvana.
Okay.
Number 9, I've got Rex Orange County.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you say?
Silence.
Despite the controversies.
bet
I don't know if he's
he's
been cleared of that
Nah,
or not, has
they've
he?
been cleared. They've been cleared, I think. I
But
think
like
they have.
100%.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they've even posted themselves that it's been
Nice.
cleared.
Oh, yeah.
Number 8's not P Diddy, is it?
Number 8, I've got Beyonce. Nah, right. Number 8, number 8, I've got The Killers.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 7, I've got Kasabian.
Nice.
Number 6, Blur. Number 5, I've got Radiohead. Number 4, I've got the 1975. Number 3, I've got Arctic Monkeys. Number 2, The Smiths. And number 1, Oasis.
Oh, the Smiths over the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, I just prefer. I like both of them, but I prefer The Smiths.
Wow.
Well,
I think I'm
don't
really
have
showing.
either.
I think I'm really showing how little I listen to indie music.
Yeah. I know.
See, I don't even know what indie is. Like half of mine
I
might
don't
not
really.
be indie.
Oh, I cannot wait for you to say Sam Smith.
Just got me out.
Anything else to say about my list?
It's
I
missing.
thought I was going to get cooked, to be
I
honest.
think the biggest thing you're missing is Avenue Street in your top 5.
Maybe in a year from now.
Give
if,
it
if you're doing King Tut's this year,
Give
then
it
maybe
a
next
year.
year's your
Transmit. That's the goal.
Is that
That's the goal.
I'll see you there.
I think reasonably. So it's King Tut's promoters do Transmit. I don't want to
really?
look back on this and sound like an idiot if we never do it.
Yeah.
But if we sell out King Tut's, I can then go, well, you know what? You've got that wee stage.
Yeah.
Who are you going to put on that stage? Stick us on.
Yeah.
But within the next 2 years, I want to play Transmit.
We'll look back on this.
Yeah.
we'll
Look back on
Hopefully
this
you'll
and
be
go,
there.
what an absolute idiot. What's he talking about?
Fair enough. So Michael,
I'll do mine now.
you do yours now.
So for number 10, I've got Joy Division.
I was quite close to putting
Were
it
you?
in. Yeah.
Number 9, I've got Blur. 8, I've got Stereophonics.
Ooh.
Niche.
7, I've got Nirvana.
Niche.
Stereophonics,
Stereophonics niche. Like every 40-year-old mum ever has just lost her mind.
7 is Nirvana. 6 is The Smiths. 5, I've got Smashing Pumpkins.
I like that.
4, I've got Stone Roses. 3, I've got The Strokes. 2, I've got Radiohead. And 1, I've got Oasis.
No Arctic Monkeys.
No Arctic Monkeys. I was debating put them at 10, but
Mate, these guys are haters, man.
I know.
Honestly.
I think yours definitely sounds more like a seasoned indie listener
mm,
who kind of hates
I don't-
the mainstream of Arctic Monkeys and
I don't really hate. I don't know.
Mm.
Kind of 50-50.
Okay.
All right. Jack, do you want to round us
Okay.
off?
I feel like mine's going to get hated.
Really?
At number 10, I've got We Were Promised Jetpacks.
Who?
Scottish
I've
band.
never heard of them.
Who?
in my life.
It's a Scottish band. They're good. At 9, I've got Tame Impala.
Oh, I missed a
But-
trick there.
8,
But are they indie?
yes.
Aye, I think so.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
At 8, I've got
'Cause
Belle and
I would have put.
Sebastian.
Sorry, I would have put Tame Impala in my top 10 if I knew that.
Did Google not tell you that? No.
I swear we did talk about that before.
We spoke about this.
Yeah.
At 8, Belle and Sebastian, another Scottish band. 7, I've got Wonder Horse. 6, I've got Alex G. 5, Catfish and the Bottlemen. 4, Smashing Pumpkins. 3, Oasis. 2, Fontaines, and 1, Radiohead.
Fontaines at number 2 is crazy.
I love
I
the
know.
Fontaines.
Like, I think they should definitely be in the conversation of
Yeah.
top 10.
I think they're going up. Like, they're just
I,
going to keep
I
going.
agree with
They're
you.
definitely gonna
I
keep
agree
going.
with you. But number 2 is
Number two.
outrageous.
Number 2 right now, my favourite.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Okay.
they are a number 2. I'm saying my favourite.
To be honest, I thought I'd disagree with your list more, but I actually don't mind it.
It's not bad.
If I knew who any of the bands you said besides the ones I know were, then I would maybe have an issue, but I don't know them. So
Do you not know Belle and Sebastian?
I feel like I've heard of them, but
They
I
do
think-
Boy with an Arab Strap.
Under the Sea, different Sebastian.
Different Sebastian.
Sorry, that's a Little Mermaid joke.
But I say out of all the lists, me and you were the most similar, probably.
Which maybe shows how much Google suggests.
Maybe.
What did you both just Google? Who's an indie artist?
Well, no, I did based off like what I listened to the most, but also
Did you want on Google this morning? I saw.
stop exposing me, right? Right. So so now we're gonna take a wee short break, and then after it, Jack, the game master, has got some.
call me that.
It's got some games lined
Don't
up
like
for
that
us.
name.
Have you got
I
some
like
games
that.
lined
You're
up
the
for us,
game
game
master.
master?
It sounds like I'm gonna whip you.
Playing games in my heart.
Right. We'll see you back after the break.
Ciao.
BBL driven. BBL driven. Oh, BBL driven.
So welcome back. So we're now gonna get on to the games now, aren't we?
Mhm.
So Jack, what games have you got lined up for us?
Okay, I've got some questions to ask you,
Right.
and you have to get the top 5 most streamed Oasis songs, and we'll start with you. Can you get the number 1 for 5 points?
So there's lots in my mind.
Just think.
And I think
both are
the-
playing.
I think the
these
most-
are Spotify streams, aren't they?
I think
Yeah.
the most obvious one might be number 2 or 3. I'm gonna go Wonderwall.
That is number 1.
Ooh,
I thought it'd been number
5
one.
points.
I thought that might have been
should
lower.
I keep track of these?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Your guess, Lewis.
So I think I'm gonna go with Don't Look Back in Anger.
That is number 2.
Wow.
4 points. You're going down the list.
Is that not what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Kind of.
Wait, so
Yeah, I'll do.
Bailey's got 5 points and
You
I've got
4.
4. Right.
What's your guess, Michael?
I'm gonna go with Supersonic.
It's not there.
Oh, that's
Not-
an outrageous
not
pick for the top
How
5.
is that
No,
not
they
outrageous
are.
pick?
Bro, might as well have said master plan. That's crazy.
I don't think that's an outrageous pick at all.
Okay, it's back to you then.
Top 5. So we've got Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger. It's difficult because it's top 5. And I think after you do like your Wonderwall and your Don't Look Back in Anger, I think the rest of them are all on kind of even
like-
streams.
They're all like interchangeable.
Yeah. So Hmm. Mm.
Just chuck one out
I've
there.
the only one that's coming to my mind, I think, isn't in the top 5.
You never know.
Morning Glory.
No.
Nah,
No.
nah. Underrated. Well,
I-
not
I love that song,
underrated,
actually.
but I
Yeah.
think it should be in the
I
top
think that
5.
should be. That's my favourite song off that album.
Oh, they're all coming to my head now.
I'm gonna go with.
We'll do one more rotation, and if you don't get it, then no one gets it.
She's Electric.
No.
No?
No.
I thought that would be. Wow. Okay.
Live
Yeah.
Forever.
Live Forever's 5, so you get 1.
Ooh.
Go.
Give me Champagne Supernova.
That is number 3 for 3 points.
Knocking off all the high scorers.
Okay, you can get the last one, Lewis. Number 4.
Have we discussed it on this podcast?
Roll with it.
No.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going for.
I know.
That's what I was going for.
You should have let me answer him before you guessed that.
Yeah.
I know.
He was literally in the motion of
I know.
shaking his head.
I'm actually.
Since you only have 1 point, I'll give you a little hint.
Alright, fine.
What album's it on? That's the biggest hint I think you can give him.
I don't remember.
You don't know.
I don't
Ah.
remember. It has 5 words in the title.
5 words on it.
Yeah.
I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
Do you want to put it up for a speed round if you don't know it?
If you don't get it in 10 seconds, then everyone can try guess.
I know what it is.
I actually don't know what it is.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Does anyone else know?
Mm.
Is it The Importance of Being Idle?
No.
You thought that would
that's,
be-
That's no... Oh, no, it's not.
No, that is Oasis, but
There's no way that's top.
I don't think it's top 5.
No.
But he said 5 words. I was like, oh, it might be a longer one.
I was thinking
No
no
one
half the
getting
world
it.
away, but
It's
that's
got
cool.
5 words in it.
Stop crying your heart out.
Stop
God.
crying your
Oh,
heart.
Mike, that's such an obvious one.
What, so
Had
he
to
gets
count
an
that
extra
one up.
2?
Wow.
you're on
I've
10
absolutely
points.
cleared you out.
I know. Right, so you've got 10 points. You've got 4 points. I've got 1.
Ideal.
It's always you that's got like, the least amount of points.
Okay, then we're going for the rivals, the top 5 most streamed Blur songs.
Oh, I couldn't name 5 Blur songs.
Should I do another... Or should I just add the points
Just
on?
add it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can name you like.
Okay, you go first this time.
Oh.
Song 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, that's my one.
Well, you got to go first last time.
How much is it?
That's
Number
1.
1. Okay.
Oh.
So you're on 6.
Yep.
Go on, Lewis.
Girls and Boys.
That is number 2.
Ooh.
Oh. Park Life.
Number 3.
Nice. All the people.
The last 2.
Beetlebum? Is that what it's called?
No.
Coffee and TV.
That is number 4. The last one. If you were to ask this question again.
Since I'm such a casual, can we get a nice clue?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a great clue. The last one has been mentioned on this podcast earlier.
Has it?
Oh, I forgot the name. I forgot the name. I forgot what it's called. Oh, it's the one that they released at the same day as.
Oasis,
Oh no!
I forgot what it's called.
Use all
You guys have notes.
Yeah, but
Um,
I'd be blatantly cheating if I did that.
It's something to do with. I don't know if it's because you've just said. Is it not it's something to do with coffee? No.
No.
No,
Nah,
just-
no,
It starts with co.
CO.
Yeah, it starts with CO.
Ah, pass.
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 What, none of you get it?
No.
Give us another clue and we'll speed round
Another
it.
clue. This is the name of that album, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that gives me nothing.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to spell it out?
The first word has cunt in it. You mentioned it like 10 minutes
forgot.
ago. Country.
Country.
No one gets it. Country house.
Country house. Get me down for that. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm glad this is the last episode.
one.
Sorry, I don't need the charity points anyway.
Top 5 best indie rock bands according to standard.co.uk. So this is basically up
Opinion,
to
is it
up
opinion?
So it's,
Isn't
it's coming to me first. No, is this
Lewis first.
based on monthly listeners?
No,
no, it's
this
just
is
like
based on
opinion.
someone's opinion,
Top 5
Wow,
indie
we-
rock bands.
but they are like the most.
Okay.
I think I'll go with Radiohead.
What?
No.
As a
No.
first pick? Sorry if I just deafened everyone.
Wait,
As a first pick?
No, they are not there.
They're
no,
not
I
even
thought they'd
in
be
the top 5.
I thought
No.
they'd be in the top 5
No,
at least.
just because they're my favourite doesn't mean they're up there.
No, I thought they'd be in there. All right,
No.
okay. Right.
Okay, whoa, it's you now.
Oasis.
No.
They're not in the top 5.
Is this
You're
a?
just as shit as me,
Is
baby.
this like an American or like a British list?
UK.
Is it UK? Oh.
How can
UK?
Oasis?
I was.
How can Oasis not be
This-
in the
this-
top
This
5?
is why I picked this question, just because it's shit.
Nirvana.
No,
No,
I just said.
this is.
Oh, it's back to Lewis.
Oh,
So we're doing like. Okay.
Top 5 fucking
It's ones with all named.
Arctic
Like,
Monkeys.
yeah, they're number 3.
they're number 3. Oasis aren't on it, and Arctic Monkeys are number 3.
He's gonna be raging at number
Oh
1.
my god.
Oh, the Smiths.
Yep.
Number 1. This was made by a 90-year-old. Jesus.
Oh, it definitely says. I'm pretty sure you had number 2 in your list.
Did I? Stone Roses.
They're number 5.
They should
okay.
be in it. They should be in it. Considering the age of the person who's written this article, they should be in it.
So it's number 2 and number 4 left.
My mind is just
I can't believe Oasis aren't in it.
blanked. I actually don't know. So I've said Radiohead and
Foolishly, yes.
Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Do you want to go for the Jonas Brothers or something?
In 1975.
No.
No.
We know it's an old person that's made this.
Mm. Yeah, guy that paints his nails is never going to be in the top 5. I think this person might be of the other side of the divide. And that's maybe why Oasis aren't in the top 5. So I'm going to guess Blur.
No.
Who's on this list?
Did you just give up?
No,
Is
keep
it all
going.
like?
no.
Is it all like kind of oldish like?
So we've guessed what the top.
Older,
How many?
like,
Who have we guessed?
You've guessed the Smiths, Arctic Monkeys, Stone Roses.
Is that the top
The-
3?
They're the ones.
No.
No, it's not top 3.
That's
Stone
So
Roses are 5.
who's number 2?
starts with an S.
S.
Did we have this on our list?
I didn't have it, but I'm pretty sure one of you's had this.
Strokes.
Strokes.
That's
are-
Ah,
That too.
Yeah.
the
So you
Strokes
get
being
4.
the Strokes being above Oasis is crazy.
I know.
And you just have to get one more.
I don't know.
Give us the first letter.
Well, the first word's there, but then it's C.
The Cure.
It's the Cure.
Shout out to Bucharest.
Is that? Is that number 4?
That's 4, so 2 points.
That means
20.
Do we need a total?
20. I don't think the monthly listeners are saving you. I think
really
Bailey's destroyed you.
Nah, go on. Give them double points.
Double points.
double points.
Double points for everyone. So you
Right.
get
No,
like
I'll
50.
get.
Just-
Put me.
just throw them
Put
out
me on
quickly.
normal points.
Okay. Blur higher or lower than 10 million monthly listeners?
Lower.
I'd say lower.
It's higher. It's 11 million.
Ah.
Wait, so how are you getting points? Is it just
Oh,
who
no,
answers
actually.
first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. The Cure, over or under 19 million?
Lower.
Lower.
It is 19.8 million.
Oh, you
Really?
you
Higher.
suck.
Radiohead, higher or lower than 28 million?
Lower.
Higher.
It is higher. It's 30 million.
Oh my god.
I won't even answer. It's fine.
Howler.
I'll just sit on my
What
hands.
should I do for that? For the points then? It's like,
Just give them
Add
2.
two.
Just put 2 on.
alright.
Put 3 on if you want.
Add as many as you want.
Where's the 2?
Okay. Tame Impala, higher or lower than 22 million?
Higher.
Higher.
It's higher.
It's higher. Okay.
It's 24.
Don't bother putting my point on. It's fine.
You're just so humble.
I know.
TV Ghetto, higher or lower than 20 million?
Lower.
Higher.
It's higher. It's 24.
Are they all higher?
No. Alex G, higher or lower than 9 million?
Higher.
Lower.
I think it's lower as well.
It is higher.
Is it?
There's no
I just
lower.
said that just so it'd be higher. Okay, that's all.
Is
That's
it?
all.
Is that
I
it?
don't think there was a single lower there.
I
Nah,
don't
there
remember
was.
there being a single lower either.
Well,
I think there was low.
Do we want to see the scores in the doors?
well, Bailey is still the winner.
Yeah, 20 million,
Well done, Bailey.
15 million, and 15 million.
50 million. What are you saying,
What?
Bailey?
20 points.
But I think this will round off the last episode of Shoot to COGC.
Finale.
I know,
Can't believe it's
3
the final
episodes.
episode.
I know. We're sorry. We might be back in the future. We're not going to be back.
I'll be back.
We're not going to be back. So
Not
we're
back.
sorry to all the Zambian listeners, the
Oh,
Bahamas
yeah.
listeners.
Shout out Atlanta.
Shout out Zambia.
But thanks for coming on,
Mm.
Bailey. It's been good learning about your
Thanks for
band.
having me.
No worries,
Great
no
guest.
worries.
And go stream Bucharest. Go stream Hard to
Yes.
Forget. Watch the music videos on YouTube. All the socials are Avenue Street Band. Go to King Tut's. Just
Support 'em.
live your Avenue Street life. Just surround yourself. Immerse yourself in Avenue Street.
And as of that, I've been your host, Lewis. Two co-hosts, Michael and Jack. And we won't see you again, actually.
This is
Goodbye
it.
forever. I'll last
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye.